Well, good evening, group, and time once again to look at the week ahead and just a real brief look at the week back. And I won't take a lot of everybody's time this week because once again I found a video that was already in the course seemed to sum up what I wanted to talk about. So that's already up there in the beginning of unit 6, and go with that. And if I have anything to add, I will later. Just a quick review. I am still waiting for the last few midterms to come in. I hope you had fun with it. Timely, I believe, with the situation in the basketball season the way it is right now. And I hope you had a chance to really kind of dig in and think about all the different issues that needed to be addressed when you looked at that particular problem. Like I said, I have some things I want to talk about. Once I get them all in, I think I'll share the answer with you. I mentioned that an owner of an NBA franchise who also happens to be the owner of an NHL franchise had to say about that particular exam, and that he gave his interpretation of what the answer he would have given to a student who had previously taken the exam. So I'll share that with you, but not until they're all in, and people got a couple hours to go. Last week we looked at a lot of things about what the value of a franchise is to a city, and this week we're going to move ahead with that just a little bit more, but we're going to start looking at the labor market for sport. What is that all about? How do we determine the value of a player? How do we determine the value to a franchise? Last week we were talking more about the value of the franchise to the city. Now we're talking a little bit more about the value to specific teams. What does a player mean? And what I'm going to ask you to start discussing this week is what's a good salary structure in professional sports? What do we need to consider? What do you need to look at? Also, I've included a few things that just have a little bit of recent history to them, but I've also included a couple of articles that talk about some of the other side issues that come up. Not too long ago, we were dealing with the NFL lockout, and that was really not too long ago. And I've included some articles about businesses that depend on the success or failure of Major League Sports, and that kind of is a bridge between the 2 weeks and some things that are coming up. So I think you're going to have a lot of different topics that we can discuss and that you can play around with. The discussion picks back up this week, so once again we're back in the discussion board, and as I've cautioned a lot of people in the comments that I've been giving, I know it's not always possible, but try to get your work in early so we can have a discussion. Remember, if you're waiting till Sunday night to get them in, I'm probably the only one reading them, and that's not a real discussion, is it? So that's where the idea is. Hope you had fun with the midterm exam, if midterm exams can ever be fun. I think it was probably something a little different. The timing of events is a little bit different this year. You notice in the leftover video I talked about a close finish in the Masters tournament. That gives us the dead giveaway that it's from a prior year, because the Masters tournament won't be up until this week. And as that goes through, I think we're going to maybe want to start looking at a couple of things before the end of the course. We've noticed we've been concentrating mostly on team sports, but we're also going to want to look at things like individual sports and their economic models. So that's another one. We're going to be looking at things like golf and tennis and see what things there. Another bit of a look ahead. Have fun with the NCAA final tomorrow night. The big-time exposure of college basketball all culminates in tomorrow night's Michigan-Louisville game. And in the last couple of weeks of the course, we're going to spend more time on college sports and the economic models there. So that's a little preview of what to come. I will try to get my grading done on your midterms as soon as possible. As always, if you have any questions, please get them to me as soon as you can. And let's finish this last 3 weeks with at least the equal of the great performance we've had so far. Okay, thanks very much. Good night.